Hello folks, this is Dr. Russ Wallers, your Marketing 300 online professor in Ball State's Miller College of Business. I'm coming to you today, once again live and in color from the third floor of the Wallers Sailing Institute and Marketing Command Center located in beautiful Muncie, Indiana. In this video overview, we'll be looking at some marketing ethics issues with an eye toward both appraisal and challenges in a consumer-oriented world. This overview ties into your final reading assignment for our course and touches only on some selected key issues. So please make sure that you read and review your reading assignment corresponding to this material very thoroughly. At the end of this presentation, hopefully, you'll be able to understand why marketing must be evaluated differently at the micro and macro levels, understand why our text argues that micro marketing costs too much, understand why our text argues that macro marketing does not cost too much, understand all of the elements of the marketing strategic planning process and strategic decisions for the 4 Ps comprising the marketing mix, know how to prepare a marketing plan and how it relates to the marketing strategic planning process, and finally, understand some of the challenges marketers face as they work to develop ethical marketing strategies that serve consumers' needs. In short, hopefully some of these issues that we'll discuss in this overview, when coupled with the foundation and marketing principles that you've received throughout this course, will challenge your thinking about how we all will need to confront both micro and macro level marketing problems and opportunities in the future. So let's look at some marketing ethics issues. Your reading assignment suggests that satisfaction and cost serve as criteria for evaluating the impact of marketing. A nation's objectives affect the evaluation of marketing. The social and economic objectives of a nation may differ depending on that nation's socio-political structure. Consumer satisfaction is the objective in the United States. This objective is derived from a market-based economic system, and it implies that political freedom and economic freedom go hand in hand. In the U.S., people have freedom of choice, the right to live as they choose and to satisfy their economic and social needs as they choose. Customer satisfaction is also featured in this advertisement for Siebel e-business applications. In a survey, Siebel's customers reported increased satisfaction as a result of using Siebel's products and services. We must evaluate markets at 2 levels. As indicated in the early chapters in our reading, there are 2 levels of marketing. Number 1, the micro managerial level concerns marketing activities of an individual firm, and 2, the macro level, which concerns how the whole marketing system works. We will also look at the key components of a marketing plan. Then we'll discuss the challenges facing marketers. Since consumer satisfaction is such an important objective, marketing's effectiveness must be measured on how well it satisfies consumers. One of the measures is the American Customer Satisfaction Index done at the University of Michigan. This index is based on regular interviews with thousands of consumers and covers 200 companies in 39 industries. This sort of index makes it possible to track changes in customer satisfaction over time and to do comparisons across countries. However, there are limits to this type of measure. To some extent, satisfaction depends on individual aspirations. A level of performance that is satisfactory today may not be in the future. Consumer satisfaction is also highly personal. Therefore, looking at the average satisfaction level of a whole society does not provide a complete picture for evaluating macro marketing effectiveness. On the other hand, there are many measures of micro marketing effectiveness. Firms use attitude research, comment cards, email surveys, consumer feedback, and other methods. Repeat purchase and profitability measures also provide some rough indicator of satisfaction. Therefore, evaluating micro-marketing effectiveness is difficult, but certainly not impossible. Too many firms are still too production-oriented and inefficient. As evidence of this fact, the failure rate is high for new products. The marketing efforts of inefficient firms can lead to dissatisfied customers. Marketing inefficiencies and the customer dissatisfaction that results from them can be linked to one or more of the following reasons. Number one, lack of interest in customers. Perhaps managers in a firm are diligently concentrating their energy on their production processes. That may be well-intentioned, but still can't be excused in a modern, globally competitive economy. Or two, improper blending of the 4 Ps. The high cost of poor marketing mixes is evident when firms blend the 4 Ps poorly because they are overemphasizing internal concerns instead of practicing a customer orientation. Lack of understanding of or adjustment to the marketing environment. Marketers may fail to adapt to change in time or don't realize that competitors are adapting. The high cost of missed opportunities is a factor. Too many companies stifle really innovative thinking with layers of bureaucracy, and that's not the way we do things mentally. The inability to identify new target markets and new opportunities is a sign of failure. For many firms, micro-marketing does cost too much, but things are changing. Many companies are becoming more customer-oriented. Another sign of failure is the inability of firms to identify new target markets and new opportunities. Some critics argue that macro-marketing costs too much. A common criticism is that the macro-marketing system causes poor use of resources and leads to an unfair distribution of income. Some people feel that marketing contributes to the development of monopolies, or at the very least, monopolistic competition. They contend that marketing leads to higher prices, restricted output, and reduction in national income and employment. However, as firms succeed, success attracts competition and encourages innovation. Marketers should be sensitive to other popular criticisms of macro marketing. Many critics are offended by advertising, the most often criticized micro marketing activity. But what about the macro view of advertising? Is advertising a waste of resources? In relation to the volume of products sold, advertising is an efficient way to communicate product benefit information. This efficiency contributes to economies of scale in production, distribution, and also sales. Others argue that consumers are too easily controlled by business firms. But consumers are not puppets. People are not as controllable as the criticism suggests. Competition offers consumers different alternatives. Needs and wants change. If consumers do not want change, they can easily find plenty of need satisfaction from other existing products. But most people want better need satisfaction than they already have. Marketers work to improve the overall quality of life by making products that lead to higher levels of need fulfillment. There's no doubt that marketing caters to materialistic values. However, people disagree as to whether marketing creates these values or simply appeals to values that are already there. Not only do consumers in a free society have choices, but they have virtually unlimited wants and needs. Thus, advertising tends to inform people about products that will help fulfill these wants and needs. Critics also suggest that advertising elevates the wrong values by overemphasizing sexual appeals and self-gratification. In the short run, marketing reflects social values, but marketing enhances and reinforces them in the long run. Products do improve the quality of life by making it possible to satisfy higher level needs. Microwave ovens, automatic teller machines, reliable cars, and the internet are all examples of how products can save consumers time. Consumers can use this time in turn to pursue other interests. Not all needs are met, however, even in countries with well-developed macro marketing systems. There are homeless people, illiterate adults, people who suffer discrimination, the sick, and the hungry. Macro marketing systems can become more efficient, driving down the prices of goods and services so that more people can afford them. However, macro marketing cannot eliminate all social problems or guarantee the success of government aid programs. Strategic planning is complex but is guided by basic principles. Among these is the marketing concept. It focuses all of the firm's activities on meeting the needs of its target markets at a profit. From a planning perspective, it is useful to differentiate between strategies and plans. A marketing strategy consists of a target market and a marketing mix, or the big picture of what the firm will do in some target market. Strategy explains the what and why of a company's marketing actions. A marketing plan includes time-related details, including expected costs and revenue for the marketing strategy. The plan answers the where, when, who, and how of a company's marketing actions. Here, Dell plans and develops different marketing mixes for different geographic markets from Antarctica to Vietnam, and different product type markets including the home, small business, large business, government, education, and healthcare markets. As this ad shows, Dell doesn't sell just home computers. SWOT analysis identifies and lists the firm's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strengths and weaknesses are internal to the company, whereas opportunities and threats are external. A strength is something a firm does well. It may be a process, a patent, or some other product-related activity like customer service, product delivery, or channel support. Well-developed strengths can lead to a distinct competitive advantage. Weaknesses are areas where the firm performs less well than competitive firms. These are areas where the firm needs to improve, or at least not compete head-to-head with better performing organizations. Opportunities are events, conditions, or situations in the external environment that are particularly well suited or attractive to the way a firm does business or is planning to do business. The firm tries to match its strengths to opportunities that emerge, are emerging, or will emerge within the planning period. Finally, threats are events or conditions in the external environment that are not well suited or attractive to the way a firm does business or is planning to do business. Companies try to avoid threats or minimize their impact. A good SWOT analysis helps the manager focus on a strategy that takes advantage of a firm's opportunities and strengths while avoiding its weaknesses and threats to its success. As illustrated in the ad above, Cummins Printing tries to capitalize on one of its strengths, in this case, customer service. Ideally, the 4 Ps must be creatively blended so the firm develops the best mix for its target market. In other words, each decision must work well with all of the others to make a logical whole. All the aspects of the product area, such as the product's benefits, its quality, and its service dimensions, must match customer needs. The marketing manager has the job of integrating the 4 Ps strategic decisions. It is too easy for specialists to focus on their own areas and expect the rest of the company to work for or around them. The ideas of the product manager, the advertising manager, the sales manager, the logistics manager, and whoever makes pricing decisions must have to be adjusted to improve the whole mix. Once the marketing manager has selected the target market, decided on the marketing mix, and developed estimates of the costs and revenue for that strategy, the marketing plan provides a blueprint for implementation. This slide shows the major sections of the marketing plan. The marketing plan also spells out the timing of the strategy. The plan should include a time frame for each element of the plan, along with expected estimates of sales and profit, so that the plan can be compared with actual performance in the future. A complete plan spells out the reasons for decisions about the marketing mix by including information about customers, competitors, the environment, the company's objectives, and its resources. The plan should be routinely checked and updated. As some elements of the plan or the marketing environment change, the whole plan may need a fresh approach from time to time. What types of challenges do marketers face in the future? What do consumers need from marketers? Marketers must focus on providing value to consumers and adjusting their internal operations toward that end. Change is the only thing that is constant. We need better marketing performance at the micro level. A commitment to continuous improvement links needed change in marketing strategies to specific changes in the environment. This exhibit summarizes some of the changes and trends marketers will have to deal with in the coming years. As you look at these changes, many of them focus on technological improvements. Marketers must constantly evaluate their strategies to make sure they are not outpaced by the competition. Some companies are afraid to do anything different at all. Rather than adhering to the old idea of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, a new twist on this old adage now suggests, if it ain't broke, improve it. What does the increased consumer interest in globalization, technology, and social responsibility mean for marketers? We need to welcome international competition because it is clearly not a temporary phenomenon. Instead of constantly viewing international competition as a threat, marketers should recognize that more competition represents more opportunities for better ways of doing business. We also need to use technology wisely. Technological improvements force marketers to learn more, to be more flexible and innovative in meeting our consumer needs, and to take the time to consider the ethical implications of new technologies. Technology gives the consumer power to shine sunlight on unethical practices. We may need more social responsibility. Marketing managers need to learn how to interpret marketing activities from the consumer's point of view. Long-run consumer welfare must be considered. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you is a useful rule. Marketers need to work both harder and smarter at finding ways to satisfy consumer needs without sacrificing the current or future environment. This ad showcases Honda Civic, the first mass-market vehicle to provide a hybrid powertrain option in America. This differentiates Honda from other automobile brands. Honda's genuine environmental leadership shows a progressive view of environmental concerns. Various legal and ethical concerns will continue to challenge marketers in the years ahead. As information technology helps marketers identify and serve target markets better, there is always the concern that very sensitive information, such as credit information, can be inaccurate and/or misused. There is increasing pressure to enact more laws protecting consumer privacy. In the area of privacy and in other areas, we may need to change the laws and how these laws are enforced. Laws must protect consumers, and enforcement should consider this a priority. However, before enacting new laws, government decision makers should evaluate the adequacy of laws that already exist. Laws should also affect top managers. For example, prosecution of the top managers who set harmful policies should be more effective than going after lower-level operatives. Laws merely define minimal ethical standards. Other formal and informal codes of ethics exist that provide greater detail about what is acceptable and unacceptable behavior. Thus far, the emphasis has been on the responsibilities of marketers, but consumers likewise share in the responsibility. We do need socially responsible consumers. Some consumers abuse return policies in retail stores, change price tags in self-service stores, shoplift, and expect stellar customer service. Honest consumers pay higher prices because of these abuses. Consumers need to accept their share of the responsibility for preserving an effective macro marketing system. Consumers can also take advantage of the information available from the government and private sources that can help them to be more intelligent buyers. How far should the marketing concept go in satisfying consumer needs? We could pose several illustrative questions. For example, should marketing managers limit consumers' freedom of choice by not offering products that carry some risk to the consumer, even though consumers want these products? Another question might be, should marketing managers add costly safety devices to products if consumers go out of their way to disable the devices once they own the products? In short, there are no easy answers to these and similar questions. Marketing managers should be expected to increase consumer choices, but consumer citizens should vote on these changes, either through their purchase behavior or their involvement with the government. Well, that pretty much wraps up an overview of your final reading assignment for this week. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed our online course and hopefully developed an interest in further study in the field of marketing. If you'd like to chat about Ball State's marketing program, marketing in general, or just hang out and grab a beer, coffee, grab some coffee, just let me know. I'm always available. Be careful out there and hope to see you online or in class again soon. Thank you.